always here for you. It helps you in all you do. It helps you know you do. So tune in and now enjoy the fun. It's time for English, everyone. Studio Classroom is on the air. You can watch it everywhere. English is the way to go. So join us now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to Studio Classroom. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Gabe.
And my name is John. Friends, today is a great day to learn something new.
It is, John. Are you starting to believe it?
I believe every day and every minute and hour is a great time to learn something new, as long as it's true.
Well, it is true, and we are lifelong learners. All right, we have a lesson about facts and myths about eggs today. Before we get into it, here's my question for you. It's pretty simple. You've probably been asked this many times before. How do you normally like your eggs, John?
For me, there is only one way to enjoy eggs. Just kidding, there are many ways. But I like my eggs sunny side up.
Oh.
Maybe you've heard this before, but a sunny side up egg is cooked on one side, but then the yolk, Y-O-L-K, or the yellow part, is not fully cooked. So when you put it on bread or toast or a sandwich, the yolk gives flavor to the rest of the food.
Okay, you
Yum.
like sunny side up.
I'm a sunny side up guy.
I like to go one step further, John, and have an egg over easy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I prefer over easy because I don't like the to have some of the white of the egg still runny. I like to have that part cooked and then still have the runny yellow yolk. So I like over easy eggs.
Yum.
Now we're talking about fried eggs here.
Yeah.
But there's different ways to cook eggs. You know, we're gonna read about scrambled eggs. You can poach eggs. Actually, at the end of today's lesson, you're going to see a little segment from our Haoxiang Jiang Ingwen channel about the different ways you can eat eggs. So I hope you're looking forward to that. But let's get right into our lesson, the facts and myths about eggs.
Facts and myths about eggs. Some excellent facts about eggs. How do you like your eggs? There are a variety of ways to prepare them. You can make fried eggs, scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, and more. In 2021, more than 86.3 million metric tons of eggs were produced worldwide.
Hello everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 我们先来看 scrambled eggs， 它是由 scrambled 跟 eggs 组成的，意思呢就是炒蛋。譬如 We all ordered scrambled eggs, bacon and toast for breakfast. 早餐我们点了炒蛋、培根和烤吐司。我们来看 scramble 这个字，它也可以当动词，意思呢是搅拌。譬如Josie scrambled some eggs for breakfast this morning. Josie 今天早上炒了一些鸡蛋作为早餐。Scramble 也有仓促行动的意思，譬如 John and Mary had to scramble to get their work done on time. John 和 Mary 必须匆忙地完成工作，以便按时交差。
Thank you very much, Jack. You know, for a fun English activity, you can scramble the letters of words around and have other people try to guess what the word should actually be. Think of another way to use that word, scramble. But let's get into our lesson here. Facts and myths about eggs. And then, John, we see kind of a pun here in the deck, right? Do you know which word I'm talking about?
I do. Friends, a pun, as you know, a P-U-N, that is when one word sounds like another word and we make a joke out of it. We see some excellent facts about eggs. If you say that fast, excellent, it means excellent.
Yeah.
But there's also the word egg in there.
And so the writer is having a little bit of fun with that words. Friends, if you like puns, and I love puns, you should check out our Instagram channel that is sc.host, because we have a feature in there called A Briefcase for Puns. And there are lots of different things you can learn when you learn a pun type of joke. Well, some excellent facts about eggs, or excellent facts about eggs. And then we see this question. This is a great question for you to know. How do you like your something? We see this question especially at restaurants when the server might ask you how you like your steak, how you like your eggs, or how you like your coffee. John, speaking of steak, how do you like your steak?
I like my steak medium rare.
Oh, me too.
That's how much it's cooked. And with eggs, we ask the same question. How do you like it? There are different ways to prepare them. There are a variety of ways, is what our lesson says. So a variety means different kinds, right? And some of these kinds of ways to prepare eggs are fried eggs. We see scrambled eggs, which means when they're mixed up, the white and the yellow part, boiled eggs, and more.
That's right. And you see that phrase, and more, when the writer doesn't have enough room to list every different kind of thing there is, right? So you can just simply say, and more. But we read in 2021, more than 86.3 million metric tons of eggs were produced worldwide. Now, a metric ton is 1,000 kilograms, and that's roughly 2,205 pounds. However, in some parts of the world, someone might just talk about a ton of something, and if it's just a ton, not a metric ton, that's referring to 2,000 pounds. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but it's good to know the difference. We have more to learn right after this.
Welcome to InfoCloud. Wait. What is that smell? I think somebody forgot to take the garbage out.
It smells like rotten eggs. Yuck.
Oh, wow. The show must go on, and today on the show we're talking about good and bad eggs.
Someone definitely had some bad eggs in here.
We use the word egg to stand for a person. If someone is kind-hearted, we can say they are a good egg.
But if someone is mean, selfish, or dishonest, we can call them a bad egg.
Eggs usually look the same on the outside. Because of their thick shell, we can't really tell if they're fresh or not until we open them.
But when we crack open the shell, we will find out right away if an egg is bad by its smell.
It's the same with people. Some might look nice or friendly, but their actions might reveal their true nature. Someone who does bad things is a bad egg.
A bad or rotten egg can ruin your lunch, but a bad person can ruin your life.
That is very true.
So friends, be kind to others, be a good egg, not a bad egg.
不管是西方或是东方，我们都会有一些特别的用语来称呼好人和坏人。西方人会称呼好人为 good egg， 坏人为 bad egg。这是因为 egg 也就是鸡蛋，不论好坏，外观都是一样的。你要把它打开，才会知道里面是新鲜的还是坏掉的。跟一个人的人品一样。如果你碰到一个心地善良的人，你说他是 good egg； 如果你碰到一个心术不正的人，你可以说他是 bad egg。不过这些都要相处过后才会知道，光看外表是看不出来的。这就是今天的 InfoCloud， 我们下次云端见。
Facts and myths about eggs. Those eggs were eagerly eaten by hungry people around the world. Japan tops the list of egg-eating countries, with the average person eating about 320 eggs per year. It is delightful to eat eggs, but how much do you know about them? Both the white and the yolk are delicious. They contain about the same amount of protein, too.
好的，接着来看 protein 这个名词，它的意思呢就是蛋白质。譬如 Our bodies need protein to build and repair our muscles. 我们的身体需要蛋白质来建构和修复我们的肌肉。或者是 Food such as meat, fish, eggs, and nuts contain a lot of protein. 肉、鱼、蛋和坚果等食物含有大量的蛋白质。再举个例子 If you don't get enough protein, your body could experience a lot of health problems. 如果你没有得到足够的蛋白质，你的身体可能会出现许多健康上的问题。
Thank you so much, Jack. Well, let's get right into this section here, because earlier we talked about how there were 86.3 million eggs produced worldwide in 2021, and then we read those eggs were eagerly eaten by hungry people around the world. John, sometimes when I think of the word eager, I also think of the word anxious. Can you talk about the difference between those two words?
Yeah, when you're anxious about something, it means you're worried about what might happen. When you're eager about something, you're also thinking about the future, but you're happy about it. So it's kind of the opposite. Eager versus anxious.
Yeah, if you're eager to do something, that means you're looking forward to it, right? So it's good to know the difference between those two words. You know, if you're going to give a speech, for some people, they're eagerly, awaiting that speech or that opportunity. For other people, they're anxious about that opportunity, right? Which one describes you? Well, we continue here. Japan tops the list of egg-eating countries. What does that mean? It tops the list.
It is number one. If you have a list in the order of who eats the most eggs, Japan is on the top. It's number one, so we say it tops the list. Then we learn facts about eggs in Japan. The average person eats about 320 eggs per year in Japan. Wow, there are 365 days in a year, so this is almost one egg every day.
Now, I don't have eggs every day, but when I do have eggs, I like to eat 2 eggs. If I have, fried eggs, for example, I will often like to eat 2 eggs. What about you, friends? We continue. It is delightful to eat eggs. I would say not if you're a vegan, but how much do you know about eggs? Both the white and the yolk are delicious. Do you agree with that, John? First of all, what is the white and the yolk?
The white is pretty easy. That's the white part. And the yolk, we learned, is the yellow part in the middle. That part becomes the baby chicken in some eggs. But they are both good, and they contain about the same amount of protein. If something contains, it means it has. We get the word container from that. A container has something in it.
All right. Well, we have more to learn and some more excellent things to learn about eggs right after today's fun fact.
Oh, hello, fact friends! I am Detective Ernest Finder, and I have found a fun fact for you today. Did you know that some mammals lay eggs? It's true. The platypus and the spiny echidna. These are mammals that live in Australia, and they are both a little bit strange. Normally, only birds and reptiles and fish lay eggs. Mammals, remember, are animals with milk. But these two animals have milk and eggs for breakfast. Well, that's today's fun fact. Mammal eggs.
Facts and myths about eggs. Egg whites are more popular because each one contains just 15 calories. In contrast, egg yolks contain around 55 calories. It takes a hen between 24 to 26 hours to lay one egg. The Araucana chicken can lay eggs that can be blue or light green, and you can predict the color of an eggshell based on the color of the chicken's earlobes.
接着来看 contrast 这个名词，意思是对比或是差异。比如 The artist's use of different colors of gray to show the contrast in the sky as the storm approached was beautiful. 这位艺术家用不同色调的灰色来表现暴风雨临近时天空颜色的对比，非常漂亮。或者是 That light pink color of the flower is really a contrast with a dark green background. 这朵浅粉色的花跟深绿色的背景形成鲜明的对比。再举个例子 The red bird sitting in the tree provides a lovely contrast to the white snow-covered ground. 停在树上的红鸟与白雪覆盖的大地形成美丽的对比。最后来看 predict 这个动词，意思是预测。比如 Preston predicted that the football game would be rained out, and it was. Preston 预测这场足球比赛会因下雨而取消，果真如此。或者是 Doctors use a person's medical history to predict whether or not he or she is likely to get a certain disease. 医生用一个人的病史来预测他是否有可能得某种疾病。再看一个例句 The weatherman predicted that winter would be very cold this year. 天气预报员预测今年冬天会很寒冷。
Thank you so much, Jack. You know, we have those word bank words in our lessons and the more information words, but no one can predict what you're going to talk about in the language lab. Friends, make sure that you use those words that you learn as well. Well, in this section, we read that egg whites are more popular because each one contains just 15 calories. In contrast, egg yolks contain around 55 calories. And of course, people want to eat fewer calories if possible, right?
Yeah, sometimes. So egg whites are very popular in health foods. Sometimes you see an egg white sandwich or something like that. We learned already about what the egg white is. It's the opposite of the yolk. Calories, that's for food. It means the amount of energy in food. But we learned something else about eggs. How many eggs can a hen lay? What's a hen?
Well, it's a female chicken.
I see.
You know, yeah, hens. I like watching chickens run around myself, but I don't have the opportunity to do that often.
Yeah.
But one thing I do appreciate about hens is that they lay eggs which are delicious or excellent. And we see this great sentence structure here. It takes something to do something. It takes a hen between 24 to 26 hours to lay one egg. There are other ways that you can use that sentence structure. For example, it takes the Earth around 365 days to go around the sun.
It takes the students all year to write a paper. You can use that word "it takes" in a lot of different ways. Well, we learned about laying eggs, that is, to have an egg. And we also see another egg word here, don't we? You can predict the color of an egg shell. An egg shell is the hard outside part of an egg. They're hard, but they can break easily. In English, we use this phrase, walking on eggshells, to describe being around someone and not wanting to make them mad. Oh, I was walking on eggshells with my teacher. We also hear about earlobes, which is just this part of your ear.
Yeah, but I like that phrase you mentioned, John, because that's a good phrase for everybody to know. Do you ever feel like you're walking on eggshells around somebody? Of course, there are no eggshells actually on the ground, but you feel like you're being really, really careful around that person so as not to make them angry. Well, I promised earlier that you would see a little bit about different types of eggs that you can have for breakfast, so let's get into that right now.
接下来介绍我最喜欢的蛋。首先这一盘，导演这个是你刚买来就这样吗？对，有点小盘。
没有关系。
那这个是什么蛋呢
？Scrambled eggs. A small plate of scrambled eggs. Scrambled. 那是一种蛋。
炒蛋啊，看起来就是滑滑的炒蛋这样子。
我们可以讲这个吗？
当你打蛋弄破，然后搅在一起，就会变这样。
对，我们可以继续讲。
OK， 对不起，对不起。
对，
这个
All right, poached eggs.
poached eggs， 为什么你不尝试？这是什么？
Well， 那个是你把水滚起来，然后就是把那个蛋加进去。
哦，我知道，水波蛋。
水波蛋，对，你可以去上 YouTube， 有很多人在教什么做水波蛋。
好，哎，老师，我知道这个，那你第个
？Benedict 是一种 eggs， 但是你会把那个字放在后面，所以是 eggs Benedict， 不是 Benedict eggs， 是 eggs Benedict。
是哦，
可以吗？
它是怎么煮的嘞？它就是
Oh man， 有一种酱叫做 Hollandaise sauce，
加那个酱，就是它一定要有一个刚刚那个
English muffin on the bottom，
还有
对
ham，
还有火腿，
然后
ham
再这个蛋才可以叫做是
eggs Benedict， 一起来 eggs Benedict， 非常好。有另外一个最基本的蛋就是 fried eggs 煎蛋，你喜欢哪一种？
我喜欢太阳蛋。
Sunny side up。Yeah，OK， 有另外一种就是两面都会碰到，那就会点半熟。半熟叫做 over easy，
非常简单。
对，可以这样说。另外一个全熟
Very hard，
不是 very hard， 很硬。
很硬。
over hard。
Over hard。
对，你在那个菜单上可能会看到一个字 Quiche。
Quiche。它是什么？
它就是叫做那个什么咸
派。除了咸的，有一种用蛋做的那种蛋叫做，
我知道，
包里面很多东西叫做哈姆雷特。
Hamlet。
我跟你讲，我出国的时候，我就是跟那个人家说：“你好，我要 Hamlet。”Hamlet
就是 Shakespeare 创造的一个角色。
莎士比亚吗
？To be or not to be？
不是那个，是蛋，我在讲蛋。Omelet。OK， 那个真的很好吃，里面可以加很多青菜，一些 vegetables。You can add some meat, maybe some sausage, some onions, some bell peppers。 好吃，
非常好吃。对。Friends, if you're curious about that entire video, make sure that you check out our 好想讲英文 channel and go search for 好想吃早午餐. Okay, that's where you can see me and Peggy talking about lots of different types of breakfast. But you know, John, a lot of our viewers and listeners like to learn different idioms in English or different phrases or, expressions that we have. Earlier, we talked about one, and that is to feel like you're walking on eggshells around somebody. But what about that phrase, or that question rather, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, that is a good one. We use this in English. It's a question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Were there eggs first or chickens? This is probably the biggest question scientists ask about a lot of things. Where did the universe come from? How did life get on this planet?
Yeah, and people in different fields, not just scientists, use this question to talk about which came first. In other words, which was the causer and which was the caused, right? Because every cause has an effect, or every effect has something that caused it originally. And whenever I hear this question, which came first, the chicken or the egg, I think, well, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God created everything. He could have just created eggs, but I believe he created chickens, so chickens came first.
Yeah, I think something like that also.
But of course, we're not just talking about chickens and eggs. Basically, any situation where you're confused about which is first, what is the effect and what caused it, then you can ask this question. It's a good one for you to know, friends. We have more to learn about myths about eggs next time, right here on
Studio Classroom.
A good friend lasts a lifetime. I am so proud to have you in my life. A good friend lasts a lifetime.